Hey, we're live!
We
And
are.
Jen found a dinosaur leg in the trash.
Marty,
Just
I have the biggest boner for you.
thanks, babe. So
Won't
yeah,
even
apparently
my
New
pants.
Mexico really wants to push the belief in the Bible and the New Testament so much so that they're actually throwing out dinosaur bones in the trash. They're like, nah, this was just a test by God, right, Christian?
Yep. Test by God.
God's a
Which,
trickster Jesus.
like when he made the one dude kill his son.
Yeah, yeah. He's a tricky motherfucker. Yo, but no, on the more no, seriously though, where did you find it, and what do you think they're off?
We found or you found them in the
Yeah,
trash.
they were just in a dumpster. I was doing some dumpster diving as I tend to do, and they were just there. Just like, oh, random plastic dinosaur bones. Okay.
I'm gonna figure out a way to ship them.
No, don't. It'll cost too much.
Marty's gonna have the
Tell Jen to
coolest
stop
table
to
ever.
send me shit. She'll be in the poorhouse before she knows it.
Wait, what?
Tell Jen to stop sending me stuff. She'll be in the poorhouse before she knows
Oh, I would, but I don't think it will work.
it. That's a good point.
See? Trenchy
He knows
knows.
you well. He knows
Yes,
you
he
too
does.
well. Uh, yeah, no. Fucking, actually, Christian, what's the best dumpster diving find you've ever found? I don't know if I asked you this one before. Or Boaty. Sorry, Jen. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm trying to think, because we've pulled out quite a bit of stuff. I'm trying to think. Got a lot of furniture. Like about a quarter of the furniture in this house is from the trash.
Or dead people. Or
Or
both.
both, yes. Yeah, no, we.
I'd love to do that, but our bins are just full of fucking nappies. Just fucking used diapers and fucking beer bottles. That's it. That's what Irish
You gotta
bins are
know
full
where
of.
to look and when. You gotta know where to look and when.
It's amazing some of the things people throw away.
Yeah, I've pulled out several working video game consoles. I've pulled out two Nintendo Wii's and an Xbox 360 out of the trash, and they worked.
I kind of like I do I purchased thrifting. Like I've
Yeah.
gotten a GameCube and loads of fucking GameCube games. Uh, like I've gotten I got fucking Luigi's Mansion. I got Eternal Darkness. Like basically when the GameCube was considered obsolete, like they started showing up in fucking
Yeah.
trip stores, and I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'll have that. Uh, you know, it's I again, it's like I don't know what it is, but there's something about thrifting. It's just you never know what you're gonna find. Is it the
Yeah.
same for you for the diving, the dumpster diving?
Oh yeah, yeah, no, for sure, for sure. And thrifting too. I love thrifting. I like you. I luck out a lot of stuff too. I've also gotten quite good deals on like GameCube games and stuff, which have recently skyrocketed in price, and I got them for a reasonable click of cash. So yeah, no.
Or Lego. That's another thing that's great to find when you're thrifting because Lego's so fucking expensive.
Don't find too many. At least box sets. We've only ever seen one or two. Usually, you'll just see random bags of pieces.
We got you the Pirates. It wasn't Lego.
Oh yeah,
it
you
was
did
Mega.
get that. You did get that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got the Gate of Mordor Lego set. It was pretty fucking cool. I was happy out with that. And I got some Star Wars Lego. I got some Jurassic Park Lego. Was delighted with that. But has there ever been anything that you saw in a bin that you were like, yeah, I ain't jumping in there?
yeah,
There's been like dead carcasses and stuff.
there's been not usually no. Usually like usually with the bins and stuff, I'll be like, okay, well, there's clearly like a dead thing in there, so no. But usually there's not really any like good pieces in there in those ones anyway.
Like, I don't know. You, you've never, well, obviously not, because you've never, like, had to go to court or anything. Never found, like, a fucking dead body or anything in a fucking dumpster. And,
No,
like,
I did think I found a body that was coiled up in a rug once, but no, it was just very horrible smelling rug that may have had a body on it at one point, but the body wasn't wrapped up in the rug at the time, so it wasn't my problem.
it's, just, you know, fucking, I fucking hate to open up a bin and, like, oh, there's a PS3 in there next to a corpse. It's like, oh, do I risk it? Do I risk getting fingerprints on this cunt to get the PS3?
Fuck the Nintendo, I'd be going after the corpse.
Oh no.
Taxidermy!
For what? Well,
For taxidermy!
What's that thing they call it? Specimen preserving? Hey, Ben Grimm.
Yo, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Oh,
It's a bank holiday. In Ireland, it's a bank holiday. Mondays. Again, you guys never have this in the States, do you? Where it's like the first Monday of every month is a bank holiday. And in England, it's the last Monday of every month. That's a bank holiday.
No,
Must be a
we don't.
European thing.
Must be.
Damn Europeans. Damn them to hell.
With our culture and our necessity not to give everyone a firearm so schools can be blown to pieces. I mean, yay, America. Anywho, moving on. Trenchy, what's the best thing you've ever found in the secondhand store? A Raspberry Beret?
I try to think. I know when I was a kid, I used to have a collection of wrestling figures, and we would get those from the thrift shops.
Very cool.
The amount of fucking wrestlers that turn up in secondhand stores. Sports stuff! Sports video games are the bane of my fucking existence.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's where that stuff goes to die. It's like, oh, you want a new fucking soccer game? Well, we got 40 copies of the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice one. Ben Grimm got a projector in a thrift store.
I can one up you, Ben. I got a projector out of a trash can and it works lovely.
Nice.
Yeah. I haven't used it in quite a while, but yeah, I got a movie projector out of a trash can.
That's neat, Ben.
That is very cool, though.
That is cool.
I need to use that thing more.
Nice. Fucking, that's something I'd love to get, but I'd need to fucking suss out where to kind of project the stuff. And like, you need a big space. And guys, Christian, have you used it? And what do you use, like a bed sheet or?
I've only used it one time to test it and make sure everything worked good, and I just projected it against the wall while the room was pitch black, and it worked fine with that. But we have a wide open wall that we did at the time. It's covered up by posters now, but yeah. But I think usually what most people do is they'll put them outside and like set up like a big white sheet, like a white sheet or something, and project it on that.
Mm-hmm.
There was something cool as well in during COVID in the smaller communities in Ireland, in cul-de-sacs and stuff. Usually in Ireland, if there's a cul-de-sac, there's usually a big wall kind of blocking off forested area. Kind of like if it's kind of a residential area and it's next to like woods or something like that, there's usually a wall to stop kids wandering in there. But what they do is whoever had a projector, they'd put it out in the middle of the cul-de-sac and project it for everyone to watch the movie in their garden. That's just a nice kind of thing for communities to kind of do and get together, right?
Very nice.
That is nice. That is very cool.
Jen Mitchell, I have to ask, what's with the bows? You look even more adorable than per usual.
I felt like getting bows. It was just a bow kind of day.
Oh, Derek. Yeah. Bolero.
Bolero.
She rides horses so she can have sex with her husband.
Who broke his penis thanks to a bull.
Fucking bulls.
And is also Tarzan for some reason.
Jen. Jen.
Yes.
I'm going to get that thing to work. That's a film we have to do. Oh, what? Ben, was that in a thrift store? Or in like a, well, obviously I don't think it'd be in a fucking dumpster, would it?
Actually, you'd be surprised.
The amount of treadmills I have seen, I've never bothered to pull them out because they're very heavy, and usually I don't have anyone else with me when I'm doing it. But I actually saw one 2 nights ago. There were 2 separate treadmills in a bin.
Uh-oh,
Oh, no, Trench.
Frenchy.
Yeah, where the hell? Ah,
No.
at the stream.
There.
Trench, what happened? What happened, dude?
I think I accidentally kicked myself.
Oh,
Don't
no.
kick yourself. You're way better than that.
You can pay a woman $50 and she'll do it for you.
Wait, what?
What? Wait, hold on a minute. Yeah, wait, you pay a woman $50 to kick you. Couldn't you just go up and pinch her in the hole and just she'd fucking leather the shit out of you? Your kink is sorted then, right?
But what if you have a kink of getting kicked by women as well as giving women money?
Yeah, I suppose.
And like the women, if you pay for it, you can probably lick their boots.
Yeah. See, an added bonus.
Well, you could probably do that as well while you're on the ground. Just clasp them and be like,
Yeah.
But it's not as
You
polite.
gotta-
It's
you
polite
gotta-
if you're paying.
Look, sub-dom culture doesn't mean you can't be thrifty or you can't be like economical about this kind of shit, you know? Just eat it about a family who decides not to. They find stores in garbage bins. They wouldn't believe what they found. Perfectly good unopened food.
There's
Okay.
YouTubers. There's a YouTube channel that I watch that does that.
Yeah.
That they pretty much they don't do a grocery budget because they get stuff out of the trash.
Yeah, in bigger areas you don't have to ever go for groceries, really, the amount of food waste that we have.
You should have seen it one night. There was like the whole bin was filled with nothing but chips that were unopened.
Yep, we have like 3 boxes full of just potato chips that we've been slowly going at for like 4 months.
There's a big kind of M&S, I think it was, and they were throwing out so much fucking baked goods that weren't by their expire date. Like it was just kind of this, and they got a fucking grilling for it. And out of spite, they were said, the government said, look, give this stuff to homeless people, and they're like, no, we'd make a loss in it. And we're like you're throwing it away. You fucking nasty bastards. You wouldn't even fucking give it to the homeless. They're like, no. That's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
People are literally starving and your garbage can is overflowing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, there are a lot of people who do that. I follow a couple people who do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We had so many chips, we actually we put a box and said, we said they were good.
Yeah, we'll just leave them
and take them if you want.
Yeah, common spots.
Yeah.
Actually, well, what's my friend John when he was living in Canada? Now I don't know if it's the same, but it's like when he was going around the neighborhood, he'd come across like a little fold-out table with like portable TVs and VHSs and books, and just a sign on the table saying "free shit" or like fucking to a good home or whatever. Is there a term for that or?
I don't know.
We've seen a few, sometimes, but generally most people just throw stuff away.
We'll do that though. Like usually, like I go to thrift stores. Thrift stores throw out a shit ton of stuff. Usually, at least the ones around here, and I'll go through their bin, take all the clothes, see what we want, and I'll just leave bags with fucking notes saying for whoever wants it.
Yeah, and a lot of of times not.
I almost never see stuff for the second on a night after I've been there twice. Yeah, I almost never see the stuff again. So
I mean, it's a shame to if someone needs it, instead of just letting it rot in a bin.
yeah.
Trenchy, what's the most depressing thing you've ever seen someone throw out, and you've been like, why the fuck would they throw that out? That's perfectly good. Or is there anything that you've ever thought about? Hey, I might take that out of the bin. Or is there again? Because the guys dumpster dive and I've fished stuff. Do you know what drives me nuts, Jen? Passing by charity stores and there was a big wheelie bin filled with books.
Yeah.
I mean, just filled to the brim with books.
Yeah.
And I got Cormac McCarthy, got a bunch of Cormac McCarthy books, and I got a bunch of John Grisham books out of it. And you're like, what the fuck,
We always find books almost every night.
We one night got the store's entire supply of Halloween decorations and costumes and stuff. That's why our costume selection is just so wide now. We literally got to just get rid of the entire stock 2 days after Halloween. They just chucked it all in a bin.
Dredge?
Yeah.
Is there any stuff have you ever dumpster dove, or is there anything you've ever found on the street you've been like, that's pretty cool, I want to take it home with me?
Well, usually the stuff too big. I found box of movies before, but the most interesting thing was someone put out a vacuum with a sign on it saying it worked, so I just took the vacuum.
And did it work?
Oh yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
Nice.
More oftentimes the stuff that's thrown out, a lot of times it'll still be working perfectly. Sometimes you get duds, but more often than not, things work.
We pulled out a laptop that worked, remember?
Yep, we have.
And several TVs.
Yep.
I have a funny story, and I think Cheryl will tell you this properly. She nearly bit the shit out of me and Anthony, because myself and Anthony were walking down by the river, and we found a replica gun, and Anthony's like, "This is pretty fucking cool," and we're fucking taking shots with it and stuff like that, and we left it aside anyway, and we went back into town, and Cheryl was like, "So what you get up to?" And we were like, "Oh, we found the gun and we fired it a couple of times." And Cheryl's like, "You what? What?" And it wasn't a real gun. Myself and Anthony were just looking at each other like, "You what? You fucking agency! Did you wipe it? Did you wipe it?" I'm like, we were like, we're seeing a darker side of Cheryl. "Did you wipe it? There could be gunpowder burns." Like, how do you know this?
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
She reads true crime.
Oh. Well, there we go then.
We'll say that's the reason. But she fucking. We were like, yeah, it was a toy gun, and she fucking punched Anthony. And I was like, ha ha. Next thing, ow! Why'd you do that? Because you're a fucking idiot for letting it pick it up. I'm like, okay. But yeah, so that was funny. I thought it was funny. Anthony thought it was funny. That was the same day we accidentally broke into the water treatment plant.
Hey, clarify.
So there's this big barrier between down where I live. There's a big barrier. I think Jen, you've seen pictures of the river, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you've seen the big metal barrier, the big kind of rusted barrier. We said, I wonder where this goes. And did you ever just follow something to see where it went? And before we kept on following it, and we were like, there was a little bit of wire. We went for about 1.5 miles, and there was a little bit of wire, and we're like, the fuck is this? So we hopped over it, and we kept on following it, and then we were in this fucking big walled off kind of metal grated area with big tanks, and we hopped down, and I was like, where the fuck are we? This is like some fucking umbrella facility or something like that. I looked around and there's a big sign, Ennis Water Treatment Plant. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Oh fuck. I'm like, Cody, Anthony's like, what the fuck are you doing? I said, we lost our dog. We lost our dog. Yeah, two heterosexual guys just fucking randomly walk into us. But Anthony's like, no one's gonna believe this. Let's get the fuck out of here. Like, the cops never came, so we were grand. But it was like, I think we were safe anyway. We weren't planning to do a Joker and like poison the reservoir. Or fucking shit.
Yeah, that's what I was just sitting here thinking. If you were up to malicious intent, that's not very comforting that the security's so lax.
It would have been hilarious if somebody poisoned the water supply around the same time, and it just looks like you two idiots were the ones who did it.
But yeah, actually, weird question. Okay, weird question, and only to a certain level. Okay, not in serious. But has anyone actually accidentally broken the law and then realized, oh fuck, and then like backpedal? What myself and Anthony did, it was totally accidental, and we got out there and we didn't fuck with anything. It was just we accidentally trespassed into an area we didn't know we weren't supposed to go into, because again it was the water barricade and a bit, not even two pieces, just one bit of barbed wire that had been fucking, obviously animals, ducks or something had fucked around with it, or cattle. I know there's cattle in the area, had fucked around with the wire and it was pulled down and we went in. But like, has anyone ever fucking kind of like accidentally done shit that they shouldn't have? Or is this a bit too incriminating of a question?
Depending on what we've done.
Okay. Another example. And again, the shopkeeper was grand, but I remember I went up to my folk shop. I had something on my mind. Just went in, grabbed a carton of milk, and walked out again. And the shopkeeper, Hanrahan, who's a lovely guy, I was like, oh fuck yeah, I forgot to pay for the milk. So I went back in and paid for it. Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think.
I'm trying to remember. I know there's. Okay, I remember now. This was when I was like 7 or 8. We were going to like one of the dollar stores or something, and I was just kind of mindlessly. They had one of those little like, remember those Tiger Electronics like LED little screen games? I was I was just walking around the store, just kind of fidgeting around with that. We fucking do. It was, mind you, it was in the plastic and stuff. But I was just fidgeting around with it. We fucking you buy whatever you're buying. We pay and leave, and then like halfway through your lot, you just look down at me and you're like, wait, that still is in the package. I just walked out with it. Again, I was like 5 or 6. The statute of limitations. Also, I'm pretty sure that store closed down. I was just a mindless kid. I didn't really consciously do it or anything. Just as like walking around, like, okay, da-dee-da, guys are going in the car now. Boop, boop, boop.
So I got
and that's not my empire.
Did you bring it back? Did you bring it back or did you keep it?
This isn't a cop out. I genuinely don't remember if we did or not. Do you
remember this?
Yeah, I honestly don't even fucking remember. I remember it happening, but I don't remember if we brought it back or not.
Probably, knowing me, we were probably so far out. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, probably.
Fuck it, sure. They were grand.
And that's how my empire of crime started.
Trench, have you ever accidentally broken the law?
Well, I've accidentally wandered onto people's properties before.
Oh yeah, of course. I think everyone.
That's okay. That happens a lot in Ireland as well. You can't tell which is just fucking marshland and which is just fucking kind of. Hey, hello, Cara.
Hello.
Cara, I've a weird question for you, right? And again, if so long as it, and we're kind of restricting it. Like, if you've murdered anyone or anything, don't say it here. But have you ever accidentally
Sorry about
broken
the
the
dogs.
law?
I'm trying to hit mute.
No, you're okay. Woo!
They're beagles. They're loud.
Oh,
you're okay.
Look at Brutus's face.
Brutus is like, what's going on here? Who's challenging me?
Let me see if I can switch rooms. I can't get my earbuds to connect. Yikes.
You're okay. You're okay.
Oh, beagles.
Sorry.
No
Ah,
biggie.
you're
Okay,
fine.
okay.
You're
The trench. So, like, was it someone's property that you meant to fucking go onto, or
No, I just thought it was some woods, and then I saw a sign trespassers will be shot, and there's a cornfield, and I had to sneak past a barn and run through someone's backyard.
Yep. I've done similar, yeah.
Oh, wait, okay. Okay, I'd expect that kind of shit down south, but you're in fucking New York, and I know you're in a more rural district in New York, but that
That's
shit
just the
happens.
thing country living. Yeah.
In America.
Yeah, that's just America too, but that's just a thing in rural living, or at least in America. That's just a thing you commonly see, like trespassers will be shot signs all over the place.
This is more suburban, but there are areas up by the suburban that have more land, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's confusing because there's areas that are you could walk and it could be a city area, you could walk and there'll be like a barn. It's weird.
There was a big kind of issue, and you might be dumbfounded by this, but there was a big issue where Irish farmer by the name of Porrignally in his 70s, he'd been robbed multiple times, and he shot a traveller who went onto his land, and it kind of reiterated the question about what is defined by protecting your property in Ireland, and it's still fucking debated to this day. Flip side, funny, horrible story. TV license inspector comes onto the land. I told Jen this, right? You know about this, right?
I
The
do. I know where you're
guy,
going.
the guy was threatened by a pit with a pitchfork, told to take off his pants and go into a sty with a boar that was in heat. And the guy threatened that if ever came back and tried to fucking make him pay his TV license, he'd let the pig rape the TV license inspector. And that's how you fucking defend your property.
We need a pig.
That guy's my new hero. Holy
He also
fuck.
done 3 years in prison, but fuck it.
I am not surprised. Yeah, I am not surprised, but no.
Apparently, when he got out, he said he was required to send an apology to the TV license inspector. So the clever bastard also decided to send the guy a hamper containing sausages, bacon, black pudding.
Fucking hell. What a legend.
That's
What a
serial
fucking
killer.
legend.
That's serial killer right there.
What a legend.
Well,
So it sounds like some weird butt kissing.
Mm.
Forgot what I did. Here's a bunch of stuff.
But like, when you were younger, Kara, did you ever accidentally shoplift something, or did you ever like trespass onto somewhere by accident, or did you ever like fucking I don't know I don't want to explain it. Jane, is there any more examples of things you could accidentally do? Jaywalking. That's one thing that fucking astounds me. That you guys still prosecute people for jaywalking, right?
Yes.
It depends on what part of the city. Like at least here, if you're downtown, because all of the bars are there, you're not allowed to jaywalk because somebody could be drunk driving and you'd get hit, and you're at fault.
Wait, hold on a minute. So some prick themselves is fucking smashed behind the wheel of a car, and if you're at
It's our fault.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, technically,
America.
you both get in trouble because you broke the law, which is meant to keep you safe by staying on the crosswalk, which isn't going to do squat if somebody sidesteps you.
But they're breaking the law too.
They are. I mean, they would technically both get in trouble.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Welcome
weird.
to America.
Hello, Dice.
Guys.
Dice in the chat. Dice, I
Hello.
don't know. I sent you a link. If you want to hop on, you were more than welcome. I'm just having a free for all tonight. Just hanging out with some cool people. Fucking yeah. So Christian, you seem to be the only person that's looking forward to the monsters. Why? What's drawing
I
you to
wouldn't
it?
say. Okay, it's not that I'm looking forward to it. I am just incredibly curious what Rob Zombie doing a children movie is going to look like. It's not that I'm excited necessarily. Do I think it's going to be good? Probably not. I don't know. I don't think it's impossible for it to actually be good, but I'm not expecting it to be. But I am very curious to see what the hell it's going to look like with Zombie on the camera.
But you see my point I was making about like it's a double-edged sword in that he's definitely alienated his regular fan base, and then the target demographic, which are kids or a family member, like a lot of parents are fairly kind of thrifty with stuff. Before they take their kids to the cinema, they're going to look up, okay, let's see what else this guy did, and they're going to be like, no.
Yeah,
So
but
kind of,
say the same thing about Tim Burton. Like he's done some really, walking the line type stuff, dark humor.
Yeah,
I mean, he's done some very dark stuff, but he's also kind of crossed into the dark humor children's field. So it's possible. You just have to know what you're doing.
Yeah, plus remember, Eli Roth has made a children's film. He made A House with a Clock in Its Walls, which was a movie marketed towards children, and that did actually decent at the box office. So it's not impossible for someone who's known for more hardcore, disturbing horror genre films to transition over into making a family entertainment film.
Wait, is that the guy that did Hostel?
That's the guy who did Hostel and Cabin Fever and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Green Inferno.
Yeah, and hell, granted, this was more in the 80s, but look at John Waters. John Waters' early films were very, very dirty, hardcore films. And then he accidentally made a family-friendly movie with Hairspray and kind of had a stint in the late 80s to early 90s where, like, they were more PG stuff, but he was getting a wider audience to see his films.
Well, he
went mainstream with that, so I think they kind of asked him to dial it back a little, but he still manages to be himself. I mean, what is it? Especially that scene with Pia Zadora, like that's pretty out there. You can tell everybody's smashed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I suppose you could look at it like Ralph Bashki maybe, because Bashki has done family cartoons, but he's also done like the likes of Cool World and Fritz the Cat. Yeah, exactly, Cara. Like Pop, again. Okay, Caro, have you seen the Monsters trailer, and what's your 2 cents on that?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't sure if I misheard. I saw it. I liked the teaser better. I saw the trailer and I didn't get the nosebleed I was expecting to get. I'll just say it that way.
Okay.
That's a good way to say it.
But I was curious because I'm like, I know his trademarks, like everybody's foul mouthed, and not to be offensive, but I don't know a more polite way to say it. His characters are usually white trash.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
There's what's the term? Hellbelly.
That would probably be a more proper way of saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like.
But who does it better? I always come back to that. Who does it fucking better?
But Munsters that was never
no,
really quality of Munsters. Yeah, it's something where it's the first one of his movies where he can't rely on a lot. That's another reason why I'm kind of interested, because it's the first time where he genuinely can't rely on any of his tropes that he uses as a director. So it's kind of interesting.
Christian, I will disagree with you there. My favorite movie of his, I think, is Incredibly Reserved. Now, I'm like that. That's fair. I was impressed by that. I was impressed by it visually, and I was impressed by the level of restraint he had.
Well, I think that was the most throwback film he's ever done, which is why I love it. You've got that slow burn. He plays on moral panic. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of psychological elements. I think I'll agree, it's his most diverse, but Munsters kind of leans into he's out of comfort territory, so let's see what he can actually do. Are you going to prove that you're multi-talented or that you're niche?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
Like he has done kind of other kind of things that are kind of incredibly. They're definitely miss. Super El Bistro.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did not like that. I wanted to. I think it was based off of his comic book series, but
Mhm.
it was just too silly for me. Like even as you mentioned, it wasn't even Bakshi like, which would have been a lot more
Yeah.
entertaining.
It seemed like he. Kara, did you feel he was trying too hard with that cartoon? Actually.
I don't think so. I think he was honestly being himself. Like he actually let the guard down, and because he didn't have live characters in front of the screen, he wasn't really relying on like a story or visuals to carry him. It was just pure imagination. This is what goes on inside my head. These are my inner workings. So I think that's more, he let his guard down, or more crudely stated, he basically created a film with his pants down. He bared himself, and you got to see the real him. Did you like it? Did you not like it? That's up to you.
Yeah. That's actually a really good. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think? Okay, honest question, because has she starred in any? She must have starred in other stuff, but like, is Sherry Moon Zombie a good actress? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, she is. Yeah.
I don't think she's a bad actress. Is she a phenomenal actress? No, but
Yeah.
Zombie does. Yes, he uses her a lot, but he also
He
knows
plays
her
to her
strengths as
strength.
an actor.
He
Yeah, he
writes what
knows.
she can do.
Yeah, exactly. So
I would actually go, because you know my thoughts on this. I would go a step further, because that is one thing I get really tired of, is everybody dogging on that poor woman. And is she Meryl Streep? No, but and that's one reason why you guys know I'm a big Halloween defender, and I think some of the strongest emotional moments are when she is just being a mom, and she is not Susie Homemaker,
Oh, yeah.
Donna Reed type of mom, but she loves her kids in a fucked up way. And those scenes where she
What
is just
parent
being a
doesn't, though?
real mom, I think are really good.
Yeah.
And she has a little bit of potential.
she's the most compelling and interesting part of his
See,
Halloween movie.
I'm not trash talking her. Like, I know she's
Oh, yeah.
definitely developed. Like, she was kind of annoying in House of a Thousand Corpses. She's gotten a lot better since then. And regardless of how bad people think she is, I have memory issues. So she's way better than I'm ever going to be if I ever tried.
Yeah, exactly. And she's a beautiful, like, even if I think she has some acting skills, and she's also a beautiful woman. I mean, like, men and some women, want to look at her like that. I don't think there's anything, as long as she's okay with it.
I mean, I
don't see
like her
anything wrong
wild,
with it.
free spirit. I like the fact that Rob Zombie actually takes pride in his wife's ass. He always showcases it in every film.
Yeah.
So
There's
he obviously sees something in her other than the physical. I mean, he's
Yeah.
just sharing his appreciation for the physicality, but there's more than just the carnal.
Yeah, exactly.
I definitely had to give her props. I think she was one of the main things that actually made me like Tree from Hell the most
Yes.
out of that trilogy. Because like her breakdown, her emotional breakdown, and
Yeah.
fragility.
Yeah.
That's
That was fucking bad.
that's kind of she did step out of her zone there. I mean, especially with the fantasies about the kitty, you can tell she's actually distraught. She's channeling trauma in a way that the mind can process it, because the brain can only take so much, so it protects you.
Yeah.
I thought her relationship with Paco was also really someone outside of the family. I liked their dynamic. It was a genuine friendship, albeit fucked up.
Yeah, but it's a Rob Zombie movie. What else would you expect?
More boobs.
That's true. That is true. Never enough boobs.
Unless they're great value boobs, put them away.
Jen was telling me about a Tyler Perry movie that she thinks everyone needs to watch. What's the movie, Jen?
It's called Acrimony. It's been out forever, but it is like the interesting thing. I honestly, and I'm not being funny when I say this, I actually really admire Tyler Perry. Now I don't particularly like his Medea stuff or his comedic stuff, but one thing I like about him is he's made his money. He's done his stuff that maybe it's not artistically fulfilling, but he's made his money, and he's told Hollywood, "Fuck you, I'm gonna go and do it my way." And he's got his own compound. He does it his way, and that is a really independent spirit. And I really like the guy. Like people always look at me when I say I really think Tyler Perry. I respect him. He does it his own damn way, and artistically, you can argue if it's any good or not. But what I love when he does movies, it's not his comedies. It's when he tries to do something serious, and it's batshit crazy, and but it's compelling. It's like a little funny, but it's also compelling, and it's about a woman and her husband cheats on her, and he decides to leave her for another woman, and you go down this psychological rabbit hole that's just goes way over the top, but it's a lot of fun. But there's also some psychological nuggets in it.
Yeah. It reminds me of, and it's more comedic, but it's the only outside of the box one that I've seen, is I Can Do Bad All by Myself.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
thought that one was pretty good.
Yeah, and he actually, I think he's a little deeper than most people give him credit for. I've heard him speak and he's a very fascinating person, and I think I think he's kind of a person that has a lot more than what everyone just kind of associates him with the Medea shtick and stuff. But there's a lot more to him. There's a lot more to him than that.
My argument is we're all in the horror community. We don't like people judging us by our cover, so we shouldn't do it to other people, because we all know there's more to us than how we present.
Mm-hmm. I gotta give him props.
Me not so much, but most of you.
I gotta give him props because he's an incredibly shrewd businessman. He is one of the most wealthiest African American filmmakers there is, and he is actually a really good actor. Have you seen him? Like, even the bit parts he has in Gone Girl.
Like, yeah, he's really good.
I haven't seen that one.
Brilliant in that.
He's really good in that. He also is an incredibly kind person, and I don't think it's for PR. You hear occasionally of stuff that, like, it'll be years past, but you'll hear, oh, he did this, or he he'll help people and do stuff all the time. If he's a friend, he's a real friend. From what I've heard.
Still talking about Tyler Perry.
Yeah, he's an actually pretty decent human being.
It's weird to say because I'm not somebody who particularly likes most of his films, but I do genuinely think Tyler Perry is one of the people that genuinely banners this flag of like what filmmaking is all about. Like, he's very much a DIY, do-it-yourself kind of filmmaker.
Yeah,
you probably already talked about it, but he has his own compound. He shoots with his people in his own time, and he's made it where he can still sell that to a wide studio.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even from a Christian perspective, a lot of people who aren't really into him, they even respect him because he shows a lot of good Christian values and morals in his films, regardless of how off the wall they are.
Yeah,
True,
yeah, he does. He does.
Hey, Scott.
Hello.
The Boondocks actually do really good. They don't. They kind of make fun of him, but they also kind of do an admirable thing of like, hey, what is it? The breakdown of every Tyler Perry movie and how it makes so much money, and it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's a guy like we could. There are people out there that will throw their eyes up to heaven when they hear the name Tyler Perry. Motherfucker's made his money. He knows how to make a film, and he knows how to get to his audience. So like, fucking, you can't really fault the guy for that. Like, he's a shrewd businessman, and he knows how to make the movies
what he wants
people,
to make.
Yeah. Speaking of making movies people want to see or not want to see or want to make, Christian. So, any word on when Death Rider might be coming out?
Oh,
sadly, no.
Sadly, no update on Glenn Danzig's filmography. Nothing new yet, but hopefully Death Rider will come out one day. I can only hope. We're still getting Veronica too.
Trenchy, will you do a collaboration with Christian and Antro reviewing Death Rider?
If I could find a way to watch it, so.
I love that as every time this movie comes up, you just start asking more people to be a part of this collab that you aren't even taking part in.
Well, I'm doing it for you, dude. I'm doing it for you. What's the old adage? Misery loves company.
Well, what Rider?
Okay.
Death Rider. Okay,
Oh,
so
wonderful.
Glenn Danzig, who was the first singer of the Misfits, his own thing, did a comic book series and stuff. Very successful musician. Started making movies. He made a movie, an anthology horror film called Veronica,
Which is a whole thing of itself.
which is a whole thing of itself.
Eyeball tits. Eyeball tits.
There's a lot of shit in Veronica that's crazy as hell.
Oh, is that the movie you got reviewed with the spider person?
Yes,
Yes.
that is the movie with the
Neck
with
breaker.
the albino Spider-Man who rapes
Oh.
and breaks women's necks. Yes, that
I've
guy.
never seen it, but I remember your review. Well, some of it.
Yeah, that guy has a new movie that still hasn't been released yet, but he made it a couple of years ago. That's a vampire western movie with a phenomenal cast. Every character is named after a famous outlaw and a character from a famous vampire or a famous character from a vampire story. It looks stupid as hell, and somehow Marty has roped me and Anthro and apparently now you to doing a review of it when it eventually comes out in 70 years.
Well, first off, Christian, you were excited as a kid on Christmas for this movie. Second off,
I still am very excited for it. It's gonna suck, but I am excited for it.
Antro is Lestat in the Hat, a man
That's
who is
true.
a connoisseur of all things vampire. And lastly, Trenchy likes fun movies, and this thing looks absolutely dumb and fun. I think Trenchy get a kick out of it.
Probably,
Danny
yeah.
Trejo is in it, Trenchy, and
Oh,
Devon Sawa.
Yeah.
What is
That's
Danny
a
Trejo's
follow.
name?
Bela Legato.
Bela Legato. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone, there's a lot. Eli Roth again. He plays a character named Bela the Kid. There's also his brother Nosfor the Kid, which is the single most janky name out of all of them. There's Calamity Carmilla.
People love that.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them, and Devon Sawa is named Death Rider. That is his name. And
The Soska sisters are in it as two comely wenches. You have Julian Sands as
Yay!
a vampire.
Really?
Yeah, he's the head vampire, and he's basically just looks like he's playing the warlock.
You had me at Julian Sands. I'm listening now.
Yeah.
I
Are
wonder
you
what
serious when you said Nurse for the Kid? Is that really the name?
Yes, it's a combination of Nosferatu and Billy the Kid, and it's two characters. They're brothers. One's played by Eli Roth. I don't know the actor who plays Nosfor the Kid. And they're brothers who are both named after Bela Lugosi and Nosferatu for some reason. It's
The
very
thing I love
weird.
about the trailer is it looks like, when you get when you kind of get a budgetary guy to record your wedding, and it's like, it's not too good, but it's not too bad. That looks like who filmed this fucking movie. It looks like a guy who records weddings. Whole movie.
from the 80s.
Yeah.
And wasn't the top of his field even in the 80s.
Yeah.
Forgot to cut out that drunken confession of your sister saying, "I love you, sis, but I did fuck your man."
Jesus Christ, Jen.
I'm an only child. It's okay.
No, it's not. You really is. You can't use that as an excuse.
Well, it's really the shitty videographer that didn't cut it out. What kind of shitty videographer does?
He's more to blame for this family strife, not the actual confession.
Yeah, it's the videographer.
What was I gonna say? Christ! But again, is that what, Christian? What's left to come out that you're actually really looking forward to?
probably not the only one on here, of course, but I'm excited for Prey. I think that looks badass as hell. I'm also very excited for They / Them, which comes out the same day. That one I'm looking very much forward to. Honestly, like, there isn't a lot for the rest of the year that I'm super stoked for, though. Like, I can't think of anything really. Like, I'm burnt. A lot of the mainstream stuff I've just been super burnt out on. Wolf Creek 3 I'm interested in. That's supposed to come out in September. I'm looking forward to that. That's about it.
Oh, The Orphan 2, Scott
Yeah,
brings up.
Orphan comes out this month. It looks like they should have made it maybe 5 or 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause like it's supposed to be a prequel, but
Yep,
it's
it's a
obvious that that girl is older than what she's supposed to be. Well, I don't mean that. You get what I mean. You get what I mean.
Yeah.
She looks older than she does in the first movie, even though
Yeah.
she's supposed to be younger. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know.
Pigtails!
Yeah.
I
no,
still haven't seen the first one, but somebody already blew the surprise, so I'm in no hurry to watch it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
In fairness, you probably would have figured out the surprise pretty early on in the movie.
Yeah, the movie it's not that,
Subtlety's not its strong suit.
yeah, it really isn't.
Yeah,
Someone
it just
told
sucks
me.
when somebody ruins something, though, so it's kind of like, I'm not wasting
Yeah.
my time. I'll wait until I forget.
Yeah, that's fair.
Someone told me it's kind of loosely based on the thing with the couple who adopted a child and then abandoned her in an apartment. She's 18 now. She was on Dr. Phil.
I haven't
I've
heard
never
that.
heard of this.
Basically, they adopted a child and they were making out that she was trying to poison him and that she had pubic hair and she was only 7. Yeah, I know. But they were like, fuck this. So they gave her $300 and paid her rent for a month in an apartment and just fucked off and left her. Which is horrible because regardless of what age she was, she had spina bifida. That's like, that's really fucking shitty. And
Yeah.
like,
Jesus. That's fucked up.
Very.
Yeah.
but, I don't know. Ben says Medea is the earnest of this generation.
Honestly, Ben, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I can see
But
that.
Ernest is a little better.
Yeah, the
I had never thought about it, but that's
yeah.
a good point.
Yeah, you're actually very spot on with that, Ben.
But did Medea ever take on trolls that were like turning children to wood? Was it wood or stone, Trenchy?
I forget. I think it might be right with wood.
But Medea did have to team up with Larry the Cable Guy.
Ew.
That's worse.
Ernest had Eartha too, so that's better.
I would call that rock bottom. You know, a man wears his pants like that and bends over chronically because he's trying to show off his ass.
Yeah.
After telling us about his show, and every episode there'd be some weird thing with animals.
Go on, Trench. Go on. Tell Kara about
Oh,
fucking.
he played with animal poop and molested a horse and other things. Or it might not have been a horse. It was something.
If
Is it like that old internet story where the horse bangs the guy and he ripped him up internally and the dude died? But the horse came. That's the important part.
It is.
That's why you always put a bucket under you to catch all the overflow.
All the yogurt.
Oh God.
That's a great way to
What the fuck did I come back in?
Hey, at least I didn't say tapioca. That's all lumpy and ugh.
No, it's more like warm. It's like an enema. It's like a warm enema.
What are we talking about?
Or
You know what?
some.
Oh,
talking
then
about
the
liquor
people
juice.
got molesting animals.
I leave for a minute and we're talking about jerking off horses. Okay. Of
No,
Yeah,
course,
sausage quest.
of course you bring up Mr. Hands, Ben. Of course you do.
He got a little too handsy.
That's how he got his name.
What about Evil Dead? Are you still indifferent to it?
Weirdly, yeah,
They
I'm not
should have
that.
named him Lead Pipe Roy.
Oh God.
Jesus fuck. Yeah, weirdly, I'm not that super excited for the new Evil Dead movie.
You know what's great about fucking a horse?
I'm sure.
You know you're getting something stiff.
Oh, well, that too, but I guess there's two things. Well, the other good thing about fucking a horse is you always have a ride home.
I like that.
Oh,
Pet him
Marty.
and then he'll take you home. There's none of this cab fare afterwards.
Exactly. There's money on cab fare.
It's just as well I don't get fucking monetization. That's all I'm gonna fucking say.
You know, it's the Jen effect. Everybody acts up more when Jen's around.
Oh yeah,
This is
she's a
the
terrible.
thing.
You're a desperate. You're a desperate. Fucking. I was gonna say example. You're a desperate influence on people.
No, I
Fred,
meant
she
that
did
as a
get my
compliment
honor.
because people obviously feel comfortable enough to be themselves and they're not afraid to say anything raunchy or just silly.
That's true.
Fair enough.
That is very true about you.
She puts people at ease.
Oh dear.
Let me grab my lazy boy. Where's Rebecca?
Jane, it's going to be. I'm going to be sweating fucking bullets when you meet my folks. And we're
I
like,
told you I'll be on my best behavior.
Your best behavior is still most people's most preferred.
With super best behavior.
Well,
we're like,
I won't
I
Marty's
believe it. I believe this is good behavior because I'm sure there's 5 levels more we've never seen.
Marty has.
Yeah.
I have.
Okay, well, but there's no general public admission. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marty won't let us do an OnlyFans.
VIP only.
Oh.
OnlyFans,
Scott brings
fan girl, it's all the same.
Yeah, actually, that is the thing. Probably that's the thing I'm most excited for in horror for the rest of the year is season 2 of Chucky. I really loved the hell out of that first season. That first season made me a lot bigger Child's Play fan than I was prior.
I hope it doesn't go the way of Ash versus Evil Dead because
Oh,
I really like that, and I think that was unceremoniously cancelled. It shouldn't have been.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope if
I
it does.
enjoyed that. I had been waiting on Ash versus Evil Dead for years, and then I haven't seen the 3rd season, but I've heard it took a dump.
Oh,
I would disagree. I
Yeah.
disagree. I thought season 3 was really fun.
Mm. See, I haven't seen it. I can't have my own opinion on it. Not yet.
The only issue with season 3 is the ending of it because it's not a full-on cliffhanger that ruins the story if it doesn't continue, but it does have kind of a setup where they wanted to do another season of it.
Yeah, it left you with such a tantalizing taste in your mouth. You're like,
Yeah.
I want to see where
Ash
this is
moves
going.
into the mountains and becomes a lumberjack and abandons his son.
Wait, this is
oh.
I heard this one before.
I haven't seen the show, but I heard they might be doing a cartoon of Ash versus Evil Dead, and Bruce Campbell said he would do it if they did it. But that's just a rumor.
Originally, he had said he was going to back out and not do it, so that'd be cool if he does come back. Otherwise, he did the teaser at the end for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's gonna be animated, so maybe he's more willing to just do a voice instead of all the stunt work.
He needs
That
to
they can go more dark. They can go more outrageous and do more kind of epic stuff, especially with the way it ended. I'm not gonna because the ending of the series left it kind of like it would have been epic. So
Yeah.
that animated series would be like you'd be able to do it without worrying about a budget.
Yeah,
And you don't
again,
have
it's
to wear a
not
girdle.
confirmed, so don't take it seriously. But it could be, but it's not. It's only a rumor.
It's not a rumor.
Aruba! Oh! Oh! What are you doing? Get out! Ben Grimm! Jeepers to do Jeepers Creepers! Oh my god! If ever there was a movie that was trying too fucking hard, it's like,
Oh,
the opening line, like the opening line is a fucking a kick in the balls. Oh, this is like the Coachella of cosplay. It's like, fuck off! You're at a fucking party. You're at a fucking carnival, and people are dressed up. That's not even that big a carnival, is it, Jen?
No, it's and you're in a cornfield on top of that. And we love corn on this channel.
Fuck off. Ben is right though. It does very much feel like an early 2000s slasher. I was getting Big House of Wax.
Oh
vibes from that.
yeah, it's like I myself and Jen were discussing this. It was like, oh, this would have been cool if it came out in 2010.
Whoops.
You're good.
You're okay.
Apparently we're just skipping over 90s nostalgia and just going straight into 2000s nostalgia, apparently.
Yeah, it's just like someone really likes Saw as well. It's like,
A little bit, yeah.
Getting that vibe.
I like that they're taking it back for the fans, but I saw the trailer and it looks a little too much like they're just doing the first one again. And
Well,
when they could do something new.
but the other thing that gets me, Trenchy, and I was talking Christian with your mum about this, is like, why containing the creeper in a house? It's
Yeah,
no.
It's a budget. It's very obviously a budget thing, and I feel like it's a mistake because, like, I'm not a big fan of the Jeepers Creepers movies. Even removing the fucking piece of shit that is Victor Salva from it, they're just not really my thing. But I do like the chase road movie kind of element.
Yeah,
I like that
yeah.
element. That's like a quintessential element of what makes that first movie stand out and at least see why. Okay, there's potential here. I think that was the problem that the sequels had. Also, was they kind of took away that road chase element from it and making it in a house kind of is really kind of taking it down.
I'm with you 100%. I mean, the first movie, there was elements of like Steven Spielberg's Duel. Like, it's
Doing it in a house like this, it could be what I kind of get is a Night of the Demons vibe.
I don't know if I get Night of the Demons.
I
got House of Wax. I got 2005.
But Jen, you have this kind of demonic creature who can fly, who can fucking kind of like, he can get. It doesn't matter if you're out in the open. That was the scary thing about the creeper. He'd use a truck. He'd kill someone, take their car, and fuck it, if the car blows up or something, he'll just sprout wings and come flying after you. That's like fucking, I don't know, that's like fucking putting Jurassic Park in a petting zoo. It's like, you got no fucking, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mental hospital.
Yeah, I understand why they're doing it. It's very clearly budgetary, but I do think it's kind of a mistake.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping, since the creeper is immortal, that maybe it would be like in the Old West. Because the creeper is technically immortal. I think it would be cool, instead of seeing him chasing the same old people in the same time period again, to like maybe put him in the Old West or something.
That would be kind of cool, honestly. That would be really cool.
Oh, I got into an argument on a Jurassic Park fan page with some Jurassic World fans, because basically I told them that I thought the last battle in Jurassic World Dominion came down to a prison shower room fight with a schizophrenic in the corner holding a shank that ends up taking the bad guy out. It's just that's what the ending was. It's just, they're like, no, you're being stupid. It's not like that.
Cry.
It is. It is. Yeah, Karen. That it's like the two fucking dudes fighting in the shower room, and there's a geeky guy in the corner going, "I don't want to be here. I didn't murder my wife," and he's just holding a sharpened toothbrush, and the bad guy gets pushed onto him. That's how the fucking movie ends. That's how that's no, no, that's not how a
Like
fucking dinosaur
Maniac
fight.
Cop with dinosaurs.
Exactly. That's what it was, Kara. I showed Christian the ending. Christian, what do you think?
Yeah, no, it was a shit. Like, yeah, and it was a very shitty ending. Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's very much like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't have a super strong attachment to the Jurassic Park series, and I really don't have that strong attachment to the Jurassic World movies. But I will give it at least this: that first movie had a pretty cool final battle. That final battle in the first Jurassic World movie was really solid.
That was fucking class. But
yeah,
this
that was
and the extended edition, it does what I was joking about. It's gonna have Rexy fucking while she's unconscious have a fucking Vietnam flashback of how the Giga killed her in the first place, and then use that. Yeah, I'm not fucking joking. So it's like it passes out, remembers how the Giga killed it in the first place, and then does that to the Giga in order to win the fight. It's like no.
Why are we giving dinosaurs Vietnam flashbacks?
Jacob's Ladder?
Honest to
Jurassic
God.
Ladder?
Yeah, Jen, I just want when it's having that flashback, I'm just gonna put Freebird over it. Freebird makes everything better.
Yes.
Hey, Moon.
I'm just imagining the opening I'm just imagining the opening monologue from Apocalypse Now, but it's a Velociraptor.
That would be kind of awesome. Gonna lie.
Hey, Moon.
Except I get a pterodactyl.
But fuck it, just goddamn. I'm fingers crossed for Prey.
Because I hope Prey's good. I'm really hoping.
I need this. Hello, Angela.
Hey, Angela.
Hey.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, though, but like, yeah. What was the worst ending to a movie that you were enjoying?
It's not a movie I was enjoying, but there was an ending to a movie that I was generally pissed at.
Body at Brighton Rock? Is it the Park Ranger Bear movie?
No, well, that one too. No, I was thinking Megan is Missing.
Oh, yeah, Megan is Missing.
Yeah.
Well, that's just the whole last 20 minutes of that movie sucks. But the whole movie sucks.
Yeah.
What's an ending I hate to a movie I like?
I'm trying to think of one I like.
Can I count the theatrical ending to Blade Runner with the stupid monologue and the happy ending?
I like the monologue.
Yeah, I didn't mind that as much.
I try my best to not be that elitist film bro asshole, but I am that when it comes to Blade Runner, I am final director's cut or nothing else with Blade Runner.
Christian, Deckard a replicant or not a replicant?
Either way, I am of the rare third mind that it ultimately doesn't matter to the story, because whether it's a story of a man who at this point who's been doing this job so long that he's basically become what he hunts of a robot, slowly finding some level of humanity again, or the story of a robot literally finding some level of humanity, I think either way the narrative works incredibly well. But I always been of the mind that he'd like to think he was a replicant, but yeah, either way I'm fine with either, but I'm of the replicant mind, even though Blade Runner 2049 totally contradicts that.
Yeah.
Which is probably why I have such a negative disposition to 2049.
Again, Jared, it's Morbin time. Morbin time.
That's a movie I do not. I see there is some very good filmmaking in 2049. I do not like it though. I kind of low key hate 2049 for a lot of reasons.
There is a waft of pretentiousness going throughout it.
Yes,
Like,
it's very pretentious.
but he done a better job in Dune. I think he done a
I
much better
still
job.
need to watch Dune. I've been waiting until part 2 comes out, and I'm just gonna watch them back to back as one big movie.
But
Sinister. That's a movie for me.
Yeah, you hate the ending. You hate the reveal. That
oh, the fucking Bagul.
Yeah, because I really was digging that movie up until because I thought because this movie was so smart and a little different. I know it would have been I was looking for a much more grounded thing than a supernatural thing. I was thinking, okay, there's going to be some kind of twist here, and it's going to be a grounded thing, maybe more of a serial killer thing. Maybe he passes it down to somebody else. The supernatural thing pissed me the fuck off, and I was really enjoying the movie up until that point.
Jen, wouldn't it? What if it turned out it was like radon or lead paint or something that was making people kill themselves in the house? It was just like, oh, we used the wrong type of paint. Shit.
I think I still would have, because there's so many good things about that movie. I love some of the murders, the flashbacks, everything. And I love that one of the funniest lines that I've ever had in horror, where people died in that house. I don't know why that line cracked me up the first time I saw it. I don't know.
Is not In Search of Darkness, because that's documentary something. In Line of Darkness. This guy, he has an issue with a lot of those possession horrors that came out in like 2010s, because I think I told you about this. He believes, he kind of went crazy and reckoned that essentially there was an anti-Semitic subtext with a lot of those movies because they were all Jewish demons, and it was all making out that fucking, if you're Jewish, if you're of Jewish descent, then you worship or incant some of these demons, like Bagul, or what was the other one where Jeffrey Dean Morgan's daughter gets possessed by a Jewish demon, and it's like the dude makes a point. Like, half these possession movies, they're all kind of like,
That is a good point. The Possession's a movie I really wish I liked more than I ultimately end up doing. That's a movie I like the idea of, like, oh, a Jewish family dealing with like a Christian style possession stuff and how they do it. That's a cool idea, but I hate
Exorcist did it.
Yeah,
well, the real life.
Yeah, the actual thing. Yeah, the other one, the actual proper Exorcist, kind of glossed it. Didn't really. They were actually, I believe they were Christian in Exorcist, right?
They were Jewish, and they.
No, I knew in real life, but I mean in the movie.
Yeah, I think they were in the movie. I believe they were.
The only two things I liked about Possession, Christian, was Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Thought he'd done a good job. And the music for the trailer, Angel, Rammstein's version of Angel, done by an all-girls choir.
I need to go back to that trailer. I don't even know if I ever saw that trailer.
Yeah, no. It's pretty cool. Again, it's just weird to hear Trench. Is there any movie that you really, really enjoyed, but didn't fucking kind of like the ending? It didn't hit the landing. It was like an airplane that lost its front wheel.
I'll try to think about really enjoyed. One movie that was ruined by the ending was the Ring, because I thought it was okay. I wasn't really love it watching it, but then I didn't like the ending where it was just like, oh, you had to copy the videotape the whole time, and the ritual did nothing. Yeah, I didn't like that.
I get that.
Okay, Tara, is there any kind of movie that you were really into, and then it just the fucking arse dropped out of it at the final act, that it lost you?
The most recent example I can think of is Last Night in Soho.
Okay.
It just kind of falls apart in the end because it's like, how does all of this connect? And you're just playing pretend, like on the elementary school playground. Like, well, I have this and blah 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 blah, and it's like, shut up.
Christian loves that movie.
I love it. I like all the retro stuff. The first two parts of it I think are awesome, and then in the third act it's just like, what are you doing? It's like it feels like a lot of plot holes. Things don't really kind of come together and make sense.
I
Yeah.
didn't see it, but the ending spoiled for me. So if like, what is it? The whole time we think that the girl is being possessed by Anna Taylor-Joy's ghost, but it turns out Anna Taylor-Joy is actually Diana Rigg's character. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah, the landlady.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
I really
actually,
like it.
one thing I am looking forward to, because as a big comic book nerd, and it's coming out this Friday, and I'll be interested to see what you think, Christian. And Kara, I don't know, did you read this back in the day? But Sandman, the proper version of Sandman is
Is
coming out
Sandman this
on
week?
Netflix. Yeah,
Busy week.
Oh shit! I didn't know that was this week. I thought I had more time.
it's coming out on Friday. You have Christ, she was Clara in a couple of seasons ago of Doctor Who. She's
Jenna
playing Joanna
Coleman.
Constantine.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and who else? Gwendolyn Christie from Game of Thrones and Star Wars is playing Lucifer.
Fuck
So,
yes.
yeah, they've gone back and decided to make them non-binary. So that's which was the plan all along. Like I thought Tom Ellis was fun, but it was a total shit show of the character. Because if you've read the comics in the past, I thought it was pretty cool.
Doesn't he look like David Bowie in the comics? Oh, my
Yeah,
bad.
That's John Constantine. Oh no! Sorry, John Constantine's based off Steen.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry.
John Sting and Lucifer was modeled after David Bowie, particularly in the Thin White Duke Berlin era of Bowie.
But it's out on Friday.
Fuck! I'm in the middle of rereading the comic right now, so shit. I gotta finish that up soon.
And yeah, it is. It's going to be the first two volumes, Angels and Nocturnes, and fuck, I'm forgetting the other book. Fuck, it'll come back to me. Sorry, I'm droning on. Anyone else want to talk about anything? Kara, is there any topic you want to put on the table that you want to run by us or see what we think?
Only very weird random questions, which really aren't that important.
Hey, this is the perfect fucking stream for that. So
weren't we literally
away.
just talking about jerking off horses a while ago?
Fucking horses.
Yeah. So what better time?
No, it was horses fucking men. It's different.
Oh, okay. Well,
There's
fair
a
enough.
difference.
Fair enough.
Actually, what was that play with fucking Daniel Radcliffe?
Oh, Equus?
Oh.
Yes! Thank you, Kara. Thank you. I gotta give him fucking props. He's like, okay, I'm not Harry Potter anymore. How am I gonna fucking shake that tag? I'm gonna be
He did full
naked
frontal.
on stage. Fuck it. Like, yeah, give him fucking props.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
Wait, what play is this?
Sorry, Trench?
What play is this?
Equus? Is it Kara?
Equus.
Yeah, Equus.
Equus.
EQU. I forget if it's another USW.
It's about a guy who's kind of romantically and attracted to horses.
Yeah, and he has this whole genealogy about horses. I don't know if the play goes into that or not.
But I'll see if I can get you a ticket, Trench. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
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 It might happen on Broadway.
It's not the same if it's not Radcliffe Wiener. No.
No,
Yeah.
it has
has,
it has to be.
has to be Harry Penis. Anyway, Cara.
Hairy penis.
Okay, Cara, one random questions. If there's any mental questions you want to ask, just like
Okay, the weird question.
This is the place. This is the place to fucking ask them.
It's super silly and dumb, but okay, first random question is, I don't know if it's common for all men, but I see it mostly in television. Do all men pull their pants down all the way down to their ankles when they're taking a dump on the toilet?
That's a
Yeah,
good question.
I don't, because my kneecaps get cold.
Sparky?
Wait, how do women then? Oh right, women don't poop, right?
Yeah.
Well, I've never heard or seen of women, at least in the stall next to me. I've never seen a woman pull her pants all the way down to her ankles when she's dropping a deuce.
Fair enough.
I've seen women drop their pants in a bathroom stall for
other
other
things,
stuff.
yeah, that's for other things.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No.
Trench, when you're pinching one off, do you drop your pants all the way down, or do you just pull them down to your knees?
Sometimes it depends. Sometimes if I'm home, I'll just take them off.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes
Is it one of those moments where you have to grab the bottom of the bowl and then pull yourself forward to help squeeze?
Oh dear.
I don't know. I might have done that. I don't know.
I actually question, like, on average, like I've done it. Like, how many people like look at their phone, just scroll on their phone when they're on the jacks?
Not really.
Yeah.
I've been guilty of it a time or two, but I wind up staying in there longer after I'm done, so I don't do that anymore.
I do that as well. I sometimes I forget I even took a poop. I'm just like, oh shit. Like, I'm just like, fucking, oh, my Audible account is updated. What have we got here? It's like, Christ, why is my ass gone numb? Oh yeah. Just,
Next thing you know, you've been in there 30 minutes and you pooped like within the first 15.
well, like, that's the thing though. It's like you have to be at your most comfortable to kind of just fucking do that. So yeah.
It's the modern day newspaper.
Yeah.
Or-
If you ain't fully naked, you ain't really pooping. Moon, I have so many questions that I don't want answers for.
questions.
I don't want answers to them.
I do.
Jen,
Yes?
have you any crazy mental questions you wanted to
dear.
ask? And I know you don't have to have your filter on. God knows if it exists. But yeah,
I don't know. I'll have to think. I'll have to think on that. What
You
about
have to devise something truly wicked and twisted.
probably, yeah,
Okay.
or something will
Oh,
just
that's
pop
super
into
easy
my
for Jen.
like an erection. What about you?
I got nothing.
You don't have an erection.
I refuse to answer that.
It's like wanking off. Do you prefer to, like for men, like do you prefer to do it like in the bed while your partner's asleep, or do you actually go to the bathroom and do it in private?
Or what about waking me up? I would be upset if they didn't wake me up.
Yeah, but then you get to listen.
That's true. That's true.
I honestly I could not masturbate near my partner. I'd just be weird about it.
Even if you were
It's
looking
like-
at porn?
No, it's not that. It's just more of a thing like, it feels like, someone made dinner for you, but you get takeout and you're just there eating it next to this lovely dinner that was made,
I
but
can
you
see
decided
that.
to get McDonald's, and it's like, it's just, I don't know, it's
This is
cheap
a
and
pot
dirty
roast
when
and you
there's
got a
perfectly
Big
good
Mac.
meal there for you. No?
Yeah, but if
I'm
they-
not sure. No, I'm
What
not.
if-
I'm not trying to be like the super nice guy or anything. I'm just fucking saying, It's just
Sometimes it's about privacy or modesty for people, and that's why I ask. Like, some people prefer to do it in the shower. Some people just go to the bathroom for privacy, or some people just go to the next room and they'll just have it out there.
like this might sound weird. I don't honestly, honest to God, I don't think I could do it if someone was in the apartment. I'd have to just have the entire place to myself. And
Yeah,
that's just
I
weird.
get that.
I don't.
No, it's not
That's
weird.
fine.
It's just that you can relax. I guess you can totally relax if you're by yourself.
I get that, yeah.
Sorry if it's a kind of half-baked answer.
Well,
Karen.
I opened that door. I mean, if anybody's gonna point fingers, then they should be at me.
No. I'm just hoping you don't think it's like a weird answer. Or, like,
No.
No, I mean, I tend to be weirdly open and blunt. Sometimes people are like, "Hey, TMI." I'm like, "Oh, okay, sorry."
No, but fuck that. That's something else, right? Okay, so I think I tried gauging this with you, right? Okay, so in this day and age, people need to know boundaries, particularly
Yeah.
particularly with certain aspects of fucking kind of Jesus, I'm sorry about this, guys. I'm desperate to explain it, but like, you don't want to come across as a creep,
Yeah.
but you also want to be like have an
Communication.
open, kind of comfortable conversation, which is why I love Jen, because like there's certain things I kind of worry about that like I can ask you, and you're like, honestly, like I have certain queries about certain things, and I can ask Jen, and she's not like, you fucking pervert. It's just, and it's
No.
not me being and it's not me being weird. It's
Well, I
just
mean,
me
I'm the
going,
one with the off the wall questions, so I mean, I can kind of follow.
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't bother me.
No, it's just, yeah. I it kind of pisses me off in certain regards when people are like, oh, it's a new generation. People should be more open about their sexuality, which is great. I'm not pissed about that. But when someone asks something about like a particular form of intercourse or something, genuine question, not like, hey baby, can I fuck you in the ass kind of thing. More like, hey, what about if we try this or do this?
Yeah.
And like you're worried, you don't want to come off as a creeper or a creep.
Well, it's better
for
to
asking.
ask instead of just do something and surprise the person and assume they'll be okay, because you might freak them out.
Yeah, exactly. That's like I never want, like, if I'm with you, Jen, I never want to like fucking do something wrong or like fucking. Dude,
Let's be honest, Marty. Out of the two of us, who's probably gonna do something that'll freak the other one out? Let's be honest here. I know what every one of you would say. Who would be the one you'd put the money on that I?
It's the quiet one. They're usually the freaks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, the thing is, though, you can't shut either of us up, so like, we're fucking made for each other in that regard.
Like, I think it depends too. Like Marty and I, there really is this level. Like, I've never had this level of trust with any of my other partners. Really haven't. And like, that's the thing about me and Marty. There's a level of trust and openness, and we can communicate in a way that we feel very safe and comfortable with each other. There's still a passionate thing, because like when you say safe and comfortable, that sort of, no, I don't mean it like that. There's still a very chemistry and passionate thing, but there's
Safe isn't necessarily
Yay! I'm the fucking porridge of intercourse. Is that it?
No,
he's
that's
bland.
not what I mean. Like,
add some cinnamon and salt. You'll be all right.
no, don't mean it like that, but like there's that level of there, but there's also this. There's a super level of horniness and attraction and chemistry, but there's also this very weirdly comforting, safe thing too. Like, you know what I mean?
Like a warm bowl of porridge.
Not like a warm bowl of porridge. It's just I feel safe, and I think Marty feels safe with me, and I think that's
Well,
why.
you can kind of apply the whole BDSM theory to it. Like, it's all about trust, and you know, there are certain boundaries that are known, and you just don't cross that.
Yeah.
But I do think there needs to be a discussion with that as well. And I think some guys out of there, like, again, as you said, there's boundaries that can't be crossed, but a guy needs to be able to ask.
Yeah, I mean, like,
being
you
worried.
should ask and talk about all that beforehand. That way, you know, okay, well, this is permissible. This isn't. You're not comfortable with that. Okay, well, can you compromise on me on this? If I do this thing that you're into, I don't like it, but will you do this for me?
Okay, Jen, I have a goldfish bowl, some duct tape, and an acetylene torch. Happy anniversary, babe!
Well, what?
See, my list is very short of what the absolutely knows. My list is super short.
Christian's like furiously texting me, "That's my mother, you motherfucker." Yes, I am.
Hey, you have no idea what he's done with other people. Don't be judging.
He was raised by me.
But Jane, have you any weird questions or things that like you've ever wanted to ask me but have been afraid to?
See, I don't consider them questions to be afraid to ask. It's just you have to know which group or crowd you can ask them in.
Mm-hmm. No, really not. Anything like I've never had to. I'll just like things will pop out, like much like an erection. Things just if it'll go in my head. You know that, Marty.
Well, it's okay for an erection to pop. You just don't want the cream filling to come out before you're ready.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, usually I'm willing though. Usually I can get it back up in 10 minutes too. I have tricks. I've read books.
Usually, if you work,
Then I have a headache. Wake the fuck up, or I'm gonna set you on fire. I'm up.
What about you, Marty? Has there ever been anything you wanted to ask me?
Or in general?
Yeah.
What's like? Okay. So is obviously there's a different dynamic with me, but the fact I'm from another country, does that have a positive or negative? Okay, obviously there's the distance thing, which is like kind of a double-edged sword because we don't fucking like
I can relate. I've done the long
ways,
distance
but I think it's been a
before.
whole nother.
I agree with you on. I'm kind of the same way with you on the distance thing because yes, there are times like we've talked about this, like where I just literally am aching, and I don't mean that in a funny way. I just really want to, physically, not even sex things, just hold, yeah, and stuff like that. There's that, but then on the other hand, I think because the only way this works is we put everything, in communication and openness, and so this is like one of the most open and honest relationships. So in that way, it's good in a way because you have that other level to kind of compensate for the distance. So it's a double, like you said, it's a double sword, but it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Well, that's a way of seeing it, is the distance actually allows for that emotional closeness and communication, because when people are together physically, you take that for granted and you just always assume you're just going to be there. And I assume you know how I feel rather than verbalizing it because people aren't psychic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate Marty. I do. And I hope he never goes without a minute of knowing how much I love and adore him. That's and whether we're together physically or far away, I always want him to know that.
I do.
But as to your other question, as you being a foreigner, I already told
dirty commie. I'm a dirty commie.
You're a dirty commie.
Hey, that book in your room that freaked out that one chick doesn't count.
Your accent is very sexy. I've told you that. The accent is sexy, but you being from a different place, it's weird because with you, I'm my soulmate. So it doesn't matter. We come from different worlds, but we still really make sense.
My God. Okay, fucking Pocahontas. We come from different worlds.
Oh God,
You know what I mean? We
Oh no!
that's just too easy to make a porn title out of.
You know what I
I'll
mean? But
poke-
we're just
Then
different.
I'll
Like
poke your Huntus.
Pocahontas.
you think we would be very different, and in some ways we are, but some ways we're very, very alike. So it's just, no. I like the distance thing is hard, but it's not a bad thing that you're. Other than the distance, it's really not a bad thing. I like your unique perspectives. You need to love guns more.
Well,
It's a
that's
requirement,
a way of
man.
looking at it is how do you grow as a person if you're not introduced to different ways of thinking?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do think there is a bad kind of thing of like I guess again I always fucking worry eggshells and stuff like that. It's like a righteous when people are trying to get people to believe in something a more righteous thing or a woke thing. It's like
No.
okay, you're going to agree with me not because you agree with the point, but because I'm going to have you ostracized and cancelled because if you don't. A person should not kind of come to a conclusion because they're afraid of the outcome. A person should come to a conclusion because they see that perspective. If you've kind of sided with someone or sided with something because you're afraid of what that other people will judge you for not agreeing with that position, that's I don't like that. I think a lot of people like have gotten on board the kind of fucking the woke train for the wrong reason, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I don't want to be cancelled. Well, but what do you think about like fucking
But what do you really think?
Yeah.
yeah, like is yeah, it's just it's not the right way for a movement or anything to go, and
Well,
I do worry that that's happening sometimes as well.
it's no different because I mean we've as an older generation we've been through it before, like the whole PETA vegan argument, SJWs. So it's nothing new. It's just maybe a little more extreme now, but it's all the same crap, just different label.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that this is going to kind of hit a ceiling, or it's going to kind of like people are going to go, yeah, that's the right thing to do, but we took it too far and like extreme, and now we're coming across like the hippie movement in the end
I've
of the '60s.
I've had that argument since the beginning. Like some people were getting canceled for things that they did 30 or 40 years ago when they were still teenagers. And it's like, you're all young and stupid. We all do idiotic things, but nobody takes that into consideration.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's again, it's people change, and I like to think that everyone can change. Some people you can't reach. My God, I'm quoting fucking Cool Hand Luke. But no, so some men you just can't reach. But I
Well,
I think
people can't
I
be reached because they choose not to be, like, and it's always that same expression that a person changes for the better because they choose to, not because you want them to.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's they have to have a valid reason again. Like I was telling Jen the other night there, I I kind of I was very kind of standoffish when it came to transgender people. I was kind of, oh, if I'm seen with this person, maybe people think I'm gay, or maybe people think this. And a friend of mine came out, and I stupidly kind of like dodged them for a while, and then they ended up getting cancer, and
Oh.
I spent time with them, but not as much as I like. And I'll never get that time back, and I'll never get that time with that friend back who just wanted to be who they wanted to be. And
Yeah.
I was too chicken shit to fucking sack up and go, look, this is still your friend. They've just changed. And I
Well,
think,
they didn't change. All they did was tell you the truth.
oh yeah, no, sorry, I'm sorry, I'm kind of phrasing it badly, Cara. I mean, like to me they changed, if that makes sense.
The physical
Well, I
side.
mean, people have
Physical.
a different ways of thinking. You can't condemn somebody for it. Like, I grew up in a very conservative small town. So,
Yeah.
moving to the city, I'm not going to lie, there are certain things I had to adjust to. I'm not going to name those things, but I had the willingness to accept it because I considered myself open minded. So it really just comes down to how do you choose to view things? Like, do you want to have an open perspective or do you want to have a conservative perspective? And you have to walk the walk.
I I definitely think I was conservative, but when I lost that friend, it kind of helped me broaden my horizons and kind of go, you, life's too fucking short, and there's too many things that can fucking kind of slip through your fingers because you're too fucking narrow-minded
Yeah.
to fucking,
Yeah.
So
The wolf is always
again, I'm sorry I lost my friend, but I'm glad that it helped me come to a realization that
Well,
fucking
not
there's
just
more to
that.
life.
Not just that, but think about it this way, and maybe it'll give you peace or just some sort of catharsis. Is you actually were there when they needed you, so you set things
Yeah,
right because you were still there in the end.
Yeah.
yeah, but I just
You did the
the thing
right
is,
thing.
I could have been there longer, and I could have spent more time with the person, and I could have been.
Yeah, but okay, it's your choice. Do you want to forgive yourself or do you at least want to acknowledge, you know what? I got over my old way of thinking. This was a learning experience. This person helped me grow because of this situation.
Yeah, yeah, no,
exactly.
I think I've like forgiven myself 80%, but there's still that notch of guilt that I don't know if I'll ever shake. But I
That's
I
that's for you to
I
resolve with yourself. I mean, in the quietness of your own heart.
mm,
No one can
I,
do that for you. I mean, we can advise and give our point of view, whether it's solicited or not. And I apologize if I'm, pushing boundaries here, stepping on your toes. It's just that's the way I see things just because of my personal experiences in the past is you can choose to beat yourself up about something bad that happened to you,
or
or
you
you
can
can
move
say,
on.
yeah, and you can
And
say it's a good experience. So, and I think I posted about that earlier today. You are not the bad things that happen to you.
Yeah.
mm, I
And
like.
there's a lot of people, and I've told you this, there's a lot of people in this world who've had, I know, you know the story I'm thinking of right now, of people who have something that happens just as bad, and they still don't get the wake up call. They
No.
don't. There's one that impacts me in Christian, where something that literally, if there was ever a sign from the gods, this person should have gone, oh my God, and he should have changed his ways right then and there. If that didn't change him, it was losing a child. And then
Oh,
he shut out Christian and his other daughter, and he just said fuck him even after that. And if it takes from losing a child and you still don't realize I have two others, I could try to make it up with these two.
well,
Do it.
we all have different ways of dealing with pain. Also, maybe it's a little too personal, but my brother's best friend, the mom had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and she was taking medication for it. Somewhere along the lines, not her son's fault, but he had been kind of framed up. He went to jail, or rather prison. One of her sons was murdered, and she had other children, and it's the same thing. She chose to not deal with that pain, and she stopped taking her medication because she wanted to forget.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, it's a very
But
extreme example, but it's along the lines of that is how we choose to deal with pain.
exactly.
Well, I do like to think that, like, again, I'm not trying to fucking. I worry as well that I'm tooting my own horn, but I do like to think I've grown as a person, and like something positive came out of that experience.
Yeah. That's
Um,
why I was think of that because you saw that, you realized that, and at the end,
Yeah, that makes you a better
have
person,
something
Marty. Don't beat yourself up about it. I mean, it really does make you a better person. And not just that, but not that I'm trying to be ugly or anything, but I mean, you're very good friends with Ethel. I mean, you probably wouldn't have had that friendship were it not for you.
I said, Jen, that's what I said to Jen the other night.
yeah,
That if I hadn't gone through this experience, I probably would have never in my entire life talked to Ethel until I
Mhm.
realized I was being fucking stupid and backward thinking. And like
People are people.
it has benefited me. It's just it still sucks that it took losing a friend instead of just having common fucking sense, you know.
Well, I
sometimes the
mean,
greatest
we all
things
have
are
our
really
personal hangups. I mean, I'm sure we all have something that bothers us. It's just, do you choose to deal with it and learn something from it? You did. That makes you the better person in the end.
yeah, it does. And you have a great penis.
End of all fucking.
You know what? We
You're
actually
serious?
needed that mic. It was getting a little too heavy.
Thank you.
We
You're
did.
welcome. And I wasn't lying. He does have a great penis. It wasn't just.
Jen, seriously,
That's wonderful.
like
I mean, part of it was living, but he does
it's
have a
like
really great penis.
it's like you're my campaign manager, but for my anatomy. It's just fucking weird.
Basically, what she is. She's your hype man.
Oh, I just, look what I got.
Trench,
Yeah.
have you any weird questions you want to pose to people, please? So we can take the focus off my penis, please.
Oh, what? I don't know what to ask.
Anything you want, as
Anything you're
crazy and
curious
out there as you like.
Oh, I'm trying to think.
Is there ever a question you've wanted to ask people but were afraid because you were worried people would kind of take the mick out of you, or because they'd look down on you for it, or like that won't happen here. So if there's a question you've ever wanted to ask.
That I don't know. I usually just like ask. I'm not. I don't. It's hard to think of something on the spot.
Sorry,
I can throw out another random question if you want time to think, Trenchy.
go,
I'll take that. Thank you. Only if you want to.
That's
go
up
for
to
it,
you.
Kara.
So I had this curiosity for the longest time, and I did ask somebody because I know women midstream can stop their urine, but I always wondered why men couldn't. And apparently, I'm told that it actually causes physical pain in the body. Is that correct?
Yes.
I love how quickly. What? What? What?
Not for me. I've never. Wait, what?
I think it's
You clench your
okay.
rectum to
It
help you
wasn't.
hold your
Hold
penis.
on. And in defense,
Because
of
I've heard
Christian-
that's a trick for it. Is if you clench your rectum, it actually helps you stop the stream and it doesn't hurt.
I don't know. I've had to do it before and I've never felt any sort of discomfort or pain from it. I'm just like,
Look at me, I'm Christian. I have the
Wait,
urethra.
Christian,
yeah.
wait till you get to my fucking age, dude.
Okay,
That's
fair
something
enough.
like-
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
I am
because my curiosity is how exactly does it hurt the body? Like, I mean, obviously in the member, but do you feel like lower abdominal pain because that's how far up the testicles, the nerves?
Honestly, no.
When
Okay,
you
so here's
go-
the weird fucking thing, right? Like, I'm taking a
Wait,
pee.
no.
No. Hear me out.
We believe
I'm
you have a
taking a
great cock. Just
Wait,
no.
what is happening?
That's my
No,
butt
no.
cheeks. Don't worry.
Okay, I get a
Are
pain
we touching my
here.
butt?
So like in the hip, like in the hip
No,
girdle.
no, 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 not the hip.
Somebody
It's
give me a 20.
No,
Gotta
it's the
stick it right
kidneys.
between-
Oh, okay.
It's back here in the kidneys. Just
Okay.
Okay.
it's
Me-
it's
For
like
me, not that I was being ugly, but that looked like glutes.
probably
That's
is.
why I was saying the hip.
Brrr.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Little lower, darling.
No, not till we're offline.
Okay, cool. Darling, I have a question. Do you
Oh,
guys like? Do your balls ever drop in the toilet water? Is that just like a thing?
No, no, that's not until you reach your 80s. If you're
Okay.
lucky.
Like, have you ever has your balls ever fallen in the
That's
toilet?
like
do you guys
asking
ever
a
sit
woman,
down?
"Hey, do your boobs ever hit your waistband?"
I suppose
Yeah.
that's true. No, but I don't know, like.
Okay. If guys are taking, like, if you're pinching one off, and if you're doing a sit and tuck, yes, your balls will get wet.
Is that because the turd rubs up against the testicles?
No.
Wait, what?
What happens is your shit comes out, and it just splashes, and
Oh,
then like
okay.
a load of water just hit your bollocks.
Okay.
Oh, I've had that happen before.
You're
Yeah.
goldfishing.
It's pretty common.
You're goldfishing.
If it's cold water, is that uncomfortable?
I
No,
imagine so. Like I've always heard it
No.
But I
shrivels
guess you
up when the water's
put
too
skin
cold.
That's true. But don't they put ice in some men's urinals?
that's a urinal, Jen. That's a fucking urinal.
I think
Oh,
that's to
yes,
help
that's
with
a
the
urinal.
stench. Like if it doesn't flush, I think that's to help with the stench.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Fucking, yeah, I still can't believe you guys don't have it over there, because it's like
Oh
something you
god.
can
Oh,
get. I thought it came from there. I thought it came from the States. So, there's this kind of game that the rules are you don't look the other person in the eye, but in certain pubs, there's a little goal at the end of a urinal trench, and it's kind of like,
Oh, you said this before.
yeah, so the thing is, the guy at the end, the top end, has to piss and knock the urinal keg into the goals at the other end, and it's up to the other guys on the other side to stop it.
This
I'm
sounds
gonna go
fucking.
into a men's thing when we go to Ireland.
I can't even picture
I can
how
get
that
a
works.
prosthetic. Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I'll get a piece of paper.
Oh dear lord.
If I got a prosthetic, could I join in?
What? Get a packer?
Yeah.
A strap on. Get a strap on.
That's what I was thinking. But could I actually use my own pee and like make it move with the strap
I
on?
don't know. Marty's the expert.
Get a hollowed out one and set up a catheter.
No,
When you
because
squeeze the bag,
because you
it'll
need to
push
be
it out
able
the
to
wiener.
maneuver your penis a lot more tactically than just fucking move your hips. You got to be able to, like,
You need finesse.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty good at thrusting my hips.
okay,
Are
so
you trying something, darling?
yeah,
I think he's making a Venn
Oh, he's
diagram.
doing the urinal game.
okay, so okay, I don't know. Oh shit, you can't see it.
Full screen yourself. There you
Okay,
go.
so this guy here, he has to piss and use the force of his piss to knock it down here, and these two guys have to use their piss to stop him from getting it into the goal down here.
Oh, okay, like pea soccer.
Exactly, that's exactly it.
What happens if you cross the streams?
You never cross the streams.
Does that happen? And what's the etiquette if that happens, Marty?
I'm sure you
You
get
don't
a
look the
splash
guy
in
in
the
the eye,
face.
and you certainly don't. Do you know the worst thing, right, about using urinal trenches is if you got a guy who's drank too much and
Uh-oh.
is inebriated and can't control his speed or his aim, you will get it in your face, your beard, on your pants, in your eyes. It's the worst fucking thing. Honest to God, it's like Baghdad. It's like an explosion in Baghdad. It's like, fuck's sake, man.
It's like a urinal bomb.
It's just
Yeah,
like
But if you use
maybe
journal cakes
maybe
and
they
you
love it in
push it
Germany,
around like a
Jen,
hockey puck,
but not over here. Okay?
Yeah, that could be fun.
Das ist
We need to do another Ilsa movie.
Have we done the one in
another just-
Siberia yet?
No, we have not.
You got 3 left.
And we just need to do a Nazi exploitation. I feel like we haven't done a Nazi exploitation in a while.
Jen, we could do a twofer. We could do a black exploitation, Nazi exploitation in the Black Gestapo.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Have you ever seen it?
Yes, sadly, I have in fact seen the Black Gestapo.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And SS Camp of Love. That's a good one too. Yeah, we can do them. I'll make swastikas.
No!
No! No! For fuck's sake, no.
It's okay, Marty. I keep telling you, I'm German.
That somehow makes it worse.
No. It's like that joke. Do you remember the joke I told you, Jen?
Which one?
The guys there's this dude in a museum in Berlin, and he's in the World War II section, right?
Yeah.
And he falls to his knees and starts crying, and the curator comes over and goes, Sir, are you okay? My father, he was at Auschwitz. And the curator's like, oh my god, Jesus Christ, did he die in a gas chamber? No, he fell out of the watchtower.
I love that joke.
God damn it.
Wee.
Remember, my Patreon goes live. No.
And I just hear in a German accent, wee, but German. Wee. Yes, wee.
Das ist wie, ja? Das ist verboten.
Das ist verboten.
Yay.
Where is deine Kino? Where is the cinema?
Yay. I love my culture.
You shouldn't.
Jen,
Yes.
Jen, if you were to go over to meet your like Jewish ancestors and like we're family, would you go over dressed up as Elsa and be like, Heil? Just
Probably just to break the tension because everyone would be thinking it. Yeah, I probably would lean into that.
no, just a Jen in an episode. Do you guys watch Who Do You Think You Are? And it's just Jen looking through the book, and she's like,
That one. I'm that one.
We should
These
do a
people-
deep dive into our German relatives.
Jen's just disappointed. No, Jen, you're just like, this is so disappointed. Not one of these motherfuckers was at the Nuremberg rally. Not one. Not one.
Dear Lord.
And then your great grandfather, my grandfather, your great grandfather, he the Indian killed the Nazi.
Yeah.
Yeah, had the Luger.
So it cancels it out. Trench,
Basically, yeah.
have you thought up any questions that you want to ask?
I don't know. Speaking of pooping, I did think of something.
Okay.
Has anybody pooped out 4 intact food items before?
Okay. Trench, can you repeat that?
Has anybody pooped out 4 intact food items before?
Has anyone pooped out a foreign object before?
Oh, food items that are like still intact, like you could almost eat them. It's weird.
Oh, you mean like kernels of corn?
Yeah, I puked out blueberries before. And every time I eat blueberries, I think I chew them all, but there's always a few in the toilet that are fully intact.
So wait, you're saying that the blueberries reform in your colon?
No,
I
they
don't
came out
know.
still round, like it had never been chewed on.
Oh.
Yeah,
So he's asking,
Maybe.
has anybody eaten anything where it comes out looking the exact same when it went in?
No. Just corn. Just the
Yeah,
usual thing,
corn's,
corn.
corn's usually the main one.
Obviously, Trench, you must have some kind of thing in your stomach that recognizes blueberries as the same kind of thing as corn. Because apparently
I
it's
guess.
incredibly dangerous for corn
Well,
to enter our actual stomach.
the
Oh,
either that or Trenchy's like a fast eater, so he might be gulping.
oh, that
Yeah.
might be it.
Yeah.
I I knew a guy. A weird
Oh, this
fucking story.
Oh
I
boy.
knew a guy. He was like he wanted to be. What are they called? A gimp or a geek or a geek?
He
Yeah.
wanted to
So
bite the heads off chickens at a carnival.
no. Yeah. But he wanted to be that. But you see jewelry.
Oh,
Uh, it was
Oh, okay.
fucking weird. It was weird because like he's like, oh, if we're going out, like if his girlfriend like took her jewelry off to teach her a lesson, he'd take the ring and eat it and then shit it out later on that night.
would he actually
You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have taken her jewelry off.
chew on it and grind it up like regular food, or just swallowed it whole?
He actually this was weird, Carrie. He used to go around with like a slice of bread in a Ziploc bag
Oh,
and wrap it up in the
Oh.
bread and then eat it.
oh,
Huh.
okay. It keeps
Okay,
your
good.
insides
Oh,
from getting cut.
sandwich?
Yeah.
But suffice to say, that relationship did not last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was
What
expensive for the
happened to
woman.
the guy?
Did he get to
Last
become a
time
geek?
I heard, he was in prison for fucking
Oh,
theft.
Oh,
he ate something that he
okay.
didn't pay for.
He probably fucking did. The only person who still talks to him now is Danny Lynch, because he got him to do fucking security at a DJing concert he was doing.
Hmm.
Uh, this town breeds some fucking weirdos. Prime example here, but fucking Aidan O'Connor, the most hated man in town. Haha, what a prick. And I can say that with 100% confidence. Nobody liked this guy. The teachers didn't like him.
Oh,
Sorry, Kara?
no, I was laughing. You have to be really bad if teachers don't like you. They put
Yeah,
up
that's
with a lot.
No. The teachers didn't like him. Fucking the guards didn't like him, which is funny when we're coming up to the point. Nobody liked him. Literally, he wanted to come to the graduation, and people told him not to fucking come.
Oh,
He did come, and we wrecked his car. That's a story for another time. But
I
yeah,
know
he
that
joined the cops, and
of course he would.
he had to leave for two reasons. One, he fucking belted an old guy who
oh,
threw a bottle at him, a plastic bottle, at a hurling match. And two, he was robbing fucking weed from the evidence locker.
who hasn't done that?
But he's a bouncer now, and even more people hate him.
Oh,
He had to fucking leave. He had to leave to the next fucking town because, like,
I
he
was
owed
going to
money
say he
to.
wound up in the perfect job if he's a bouncer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's a piece of fucking shit. He's a piece of shit. He has one friend though, Mitchell Nevin, who is a neo-Nazi. That just shows the caliber of
Wait,
human
what?
bias. Yeah, we destroyed his car. He came with a bunch of lads from Flannans trying to save the graduation or grad, and we're like, fuck off. He arrived with a bunch of Dutch gold.
Oh, the
Like, this is the kind of beer that hobos drink. when they're like they want to go to sleep under an overpass, and we threw that onto a bonfire. It was great fun. That was good.
My favorite trick is if you don't like anybody and make sure no one's around, but pour a whole bottle of paint thinner over their car.
Nice.
That is great.
Fucking nah, he was a dickhead.
That is great. That's almost as good as the shrimp one I heard.
Oh yeah, you should tell them about
Is
the
that under
shrimp.
the car seat?
No, even better. If you're in a really fucking shitty relationship,
Oh,
and they're a total piece of shit to you, get a bag of frozen shrimp, bring it over to the house with you. Say you want to like hook up one more time or something like that along those lines, and find like curtain rods or something, someplace you would never think to look for fucking a terrible smell.
Chris, I've heard people do this with furniture. They've cut a slice like a lazy boy. They've cut a tiny slice into a lazy boy, and because the shrimp is frozen, it slowly thaws out, so the smell gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
was
heard.
gonna
I was
say,
watching something. Yeah.
another good car one, and you'd probably have to be wearing gloves or using a Ziploc bag, but you smear a bit of dog poop under the handle from the car. That way they get their hands dirty when they try to get in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do know a classic, but it's kind of dangerous. I think Rose tried it with someone who was bullying her. It's bad stereotype. Get a spud. Yes, I know I'm Irish. A spud and a fucking broom handle, and you stick that bastard so far up the exhaust pipe it will blow the fucking hole out of the car.
I think I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
It's funny how the conversation gravitated towards vandalism.
I'll have to remember that paint thinner one.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
That's a good one, honestly. That's a really good one.
What is the worst thing anyone's ever done to an ex?
I can't speak on this scenario.
Cut off their genitals and throw it out in front of a...
test.
What, Kara?
Take them to the clinic with you as you're getting an STD test, but don't tell them why you're going.
That's a nice
That's
one.
a great one. That is phenomenal.
That's a nice one.
Marty, did you say you cut off an ex's genitals?
No. It's like that's the worst thing. Like, was it a woman in Wisconsin cut off her fucking
Lorena
boyfriend's
Bobbitt.
dick?
Yeah.
Lorena Bobbitt.
Yeah.
Lorena Bobbitt.
That's my brother named his dog after her. Her name's Bobbit.
Adorable. And also fucked up, but adorable.
He did porn for a little while.
Larry Bobbitt.
Yeah, John Bonnet.
John Bonnet.
Yeah, John Bonnet.
I, for some reason, always thought their names rhymed.
Did they get to reattach it, actually?
Yeah,
They
they did. They went up and down the highway looking for it and reattached it.
Yep.
I can't tell if you're taking a piss or being serious.
No, that's
No,
100%.
seriously.
That is
Yeah,
100% real. That is real.
Yeah.
I
I'm surprised
don't
the
know.
guy didn't bleed out.
He's fucking lucky, yeah.
Because how did she do it? Like, was she pretending to give him a blowjob and then she sliced it off?
You know this case well.
I believe she waited till he was asleep. Might have even given him something to kind of keep him knocked out. I think that's what happened because she always claimed he was abusive. Which, if it's true, he totally had it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe she waited till he was asleep. But I think she might have even given him something to kind of help him knock him out.
Yeah.
So he was straight up going for it to murder him, basically.
No, she just thought, what's the worst thing for a guy than to lose your penis?
Well, actually, if she really wanted to kill him, she would have jacked him off first and then cut it off.
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
All the
That
blood
fucking
flow.
blood. The arteries would have been fucking full.
That's true, actually. Okay.
That's nice.
It's science.
Science.
It's It's much like Carol Baskin with the tiger. It's just a good idea. It's a good one to keep in your head. Oh, hi, Bubbles.
Okay, I don't know. I feel bad for the tiger. Like that animal, if because that animal will have to be fucking destroyed.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true.
Only if people find out about it. I mean, if you don't do it where you don't get caught, no one's ever gonna know that the tiger likes, flesh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Only if you do
What are you
it wrong.
talking about? I butcher my own meat.
Exactly.
I was
That's
I was
totally not a
watching
euphemism.
Yeah.
I was watching a cool documentary on animals, and apparently there is not an actual proper way of measuring a gorilla's strength. They don't know like how much a gorilla can fucking bench press or do. So one of the guys is like, oh, by the way, that's kind of like we kind of take a gamble when it comes up to gorilla enclosures, where we hope to God the bulletproof glass can hold them. It's like, okay.
It's worked so far. Mostly.
Pheromones.
Just give him more gorilla ladies.
Oh,
Give him more gorilla hoes. Keep him happy.
Put them in little skirts.
wait,
and
wait.
stuff.
They're gorillas.
Oh,
Gorilla.
I like it, Kara. Gorillas.
Just
Gorillas in the
imagining a
mist.
fucking zookeeper having to put on like a full 70s pimp coat and shit to fucking go into the gorilla enclosure now.
Trying to hold her still to put lipstick on her.
Diana Fossey trying to communicate. Kara, Diana Fossey trying to communicate with the gorilla hoes or the gorillas.
The whole
Girl, you just nasty. You just nasty. Poke with the gorilla. You nasty girl.
This is
She
the sequel
pulled
to
out the
Gorillas in
cheapest
the Mist.
bottle
I
of
did not
perfume
know
in
I
order to
wanted.
attract them.
I did not know I wanted this sequel to Gorillas in the Mist.
There's a porno.
Gorillas. Oh, there
Oh,
probably
no.
fucking is.
There's a porno about just about anything. They even had one for Free Willy.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, you almost have to, though. That's such a good, obvious one.
Yeah, but dolphins would have been more entertaining.
Oh, Jesus. That was
Oh,
another thing I
no.
learned on that channel, Kara. You know the fucking, what was it called? The MK Ultra tests.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking. Okay. Oh boy.
Yeah, and
Familiar with
the
that.
kind of the spin-off project, they wanted to train dolphins to put kind of mines on submarines, and they had different researchers doing it. One of the researchers got romantically involved with the dolphin.
Oh,
Yep.
I was
I-
thinking like Day of the Dolphin, where you train the dolphins for like war tactics and stuff.
That's what they were intending to do.
That's what they were doing. But one of the dolphins and a woman got intimate, and then when the woman was found out and fired, the dolphin submerged itself to the bottom of its tank and let itself drown because it
Oh.
had
Committed
the pressure.
suicide. The dolphin
Yeah.
committed suicide.
So, did she give birth to a mermaid or a seal?
I don't know.
A
She
manatee.
did fucking give the dolphin fellatio.
Yep. We know
Underwater, obviously.
Yeah.
We know this
She
for
was
a
good at
fact.
holding your breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd have
But
to
no. Apparently what it would do was it would turn on its side and have its member like flopping out of the pool.
Oh,
Yep.
I can totally picture that.
Mhm.
God damn.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
But yeah, it was originally the same thing the Germans did with did with shepherds in World War II. They were training them to do the mines.
Yeah.
My favorite. That's my favorite weird piece of World War II trivia is that the Germans were teaching shepherds with basically the suicide bomb enemy tanks. The only problem when they tried this in the field, the only tanks they were using were German tanks. So when they released them on the battlefield, the shepherds ran immediately onto the Nazi tanks and blew them
Friends of
up.
fire.
Yeah.
They literally barked up
Yep, that's my favorite piece of fucking little World War II weird
They
trivia.
they went looking
Nazis
for it.
were idiots.
Yeah.
My no,
About article.
my favorite animal in war has to be Wojak, the only
Yes!
bear to reach the rank of corporal in the Polish army. That
We
thing
like
was
Corporal
fucking
Wojak.
badass. I mean,
I like-
the Polish soldiers found it as a cub. They raised it on honey, vodka, and cigarettes.
Oh,
It would carry fucking boxes of ammo. Then the fucking you Christian, you heard the story about the SS ambush, right?
Yes.
So the Polish set up a camp behind enemy territory, and they were drinking vodka, and they because Washak would go around and eat their food and fuck with their supplies, they made a little shack for him and put him in there, and they got pissed drunk, and a fucking Wehrmacht unit, or either an SS or Wehrmacht unit turned up and had the guys at fucking gunpoint, and they're like, "We're gonna kill you if you don't tell us where your supplies are. Where's the rest of your ammo and where's your vodka and stuff? Oh, it's in that shack there." One of the leaders, one of the commandants, opened the door, and obviously
Roar.
he was not used to fucking a stranger, let alone a Nazi, so he took the guy's head clean off.
oh,
The fucking bear got 2 fucking medals for decapitating a Wehrmacht soldier.
Yep. The whole battalion was saved because of the bears decapitating them. And if I believe after the war, didn't he get to live at a zoo circus or something?
A zoo in Scotland. He was given a zoo
Yeah.
in Scotland, and he had a war pension, which the zoo was also given to get him more cigarettes and honey.
Yep.
That's sweet.
I fucking love that bear.
So the bear smokes cigarettes.
uh,
Oh yeah. He smoked cigarettes. He drank vodka. This bear was fucking Lee fucking Marvin Trench. This was one badass fucking bear. I mean, it's decapitating Nazis. It learned how to carry boxes of artillery in the middle of a firefight.
yeah.
That's
Jesus.
awesome. Hi, John.
Hey, John Steele.
That totally makes
John!
my story nothing.
Sorry, Kara?
No, I'm saying that totally makes my story nothing. I was remembering a video that someone had shown me of a crab smoking a cigarette. And you could
Oh,
actually
that's
see him. He
pretty
was just puffs.
Kara, have you seen the one with the crab who doesn't want to be boiled, so it picks up a knife and
No,
is waving the knife at the chef?
I think I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
It's like someone put the Metal Gear Solid music to it, and it's fucking wonderful. It's just like do 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 do. It's trying to back its way out of the kitchen, and it's just waving this knife. It's fucking wonderful.
I'd have to.
John, do you want to jump on? I'll send you the link, sir.
Mari, has anybody made a movie about that bear? Cause I would watch that.
They
God, I hope
fucking
so.
should, man. They should.
That sounds amazing.
He was
Fuck
born
yes.
in 1942. He died in 1963 in Edinburgh Zoo. He was part of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company Corps in Poland. Battles and wars. World War II, the Battle of Monte Cristo. Branch of service, Polish land forces. Just having a look at how many fucking. He got a bunch of fucking medals. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, whether it's speculation or not, apparently he knocked that Wehrmacht's head 1.5 feet.
Jeez.
Like,
Fuck
just
yeah.
fucking took that guy's head fucking.
So that was a full swing.
Oh, yeah. Those bears don't fuck around.
No.
Nope.
No, it's just I have no idea of the strength. I would imagine more like a broken neck and the head just dangling there.
So gentle, Ben was not so gentle.
No.
And keep in mind as well, Jen, he wasn't a grizzly. He was just a regular European brown bear. So, like a grizzly or what are they? I always mix it up with the camera. Kodiak? The
That's
Kodiak
what
bear?
Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Scott. Who says I'm not?
Grr.
Your own booty doesn't count. Not unless you film it. Pixar, it didn't happen.
Kara, have you any reviews or anything coming up? Or are you're still in the process of moving and stuff, right?
I'm in between places, but I was thinking I'm probably just going to film like vlogs. That way I can have stuff for vlogoween. So I'm probably just going to have a big break from now until then. That way I have tons of uploads for October.
I
That's good.
meant to ask as well. Out of all your characters or personas you've portrayed, like who's your favorite that you like kind of dressing as or pretending to be?
I still have two that I haven't had a chance to introduce because I wound up going on break, but I like the snake, I like the nun. The nun actually has another variant that I never got a chance to introduce where it's the full white gown rather than black and white.
Oh, sweet!
Very nice.
Like, and you think you'll introduce the two new characters when you get settled?
I don't know how long it'll be. I don't really have a studio set up here, so that's why I'm going to do vlogs because it would be a lot easier.
Well,
So
I thought it was cool. I like the fact you kind of you go that bit extra and you kind of have this kind of cool persona and makeup and stuff like that.
I
And like,
forgot I had a werewolf one that I did.
is it up? Is it up on your channel?
It's from I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, but yeah, it's up there.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
We'll have to check it out. Very cool.
What's the most kind of difficult or fucking kind of complex or time consuming? I'm guessing the lizard kind of woman.
It was at first because I was still learning how to apply makeup, and then it was learning which type of makeup works better with my skin type. So by the time I was done, it would take me 3 hours, and I eventually got it down to, I think, an hour and a half.
Impressive.
Damn.
Does is it like trial and error? Like that's okay. I have a question for both Cara and Jen. When applying makeup, right? Like you can't. Obviously, you gotta pick like something that matches your tone and
Mhm.
your skin tone. But like, is it trial and error getting the right thing, or is it like?
It can be,
Yeah.
especially because right now I have a tan, and I'm not accustomed to having darker toned skin. So it's work trying to find a color that works because I'm usually pale. So I already have that down.
I'm always pale.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good about packing on the color. Like my melatonin is pretty good. Like I can go from really pale to like these really like deep brown shades.
Very cool.
Like,
You're
You're-
just, you know,
We're pale.
and that's weird. You're in fucking New Mexico, for fuck's sake.
I know, and we have both Native and Hispanic heritage, but yeah, the German genes just were really dominant with us, so we just are really white.
I'd say that's more fucking Irish than German.
We
We
do
do
have
have
a
a tiny bit of Irish, but it's mostly we have way more German in the family than Irish, but maybe.
We have just a tiny smattering of Irish. I don't
you
think
come
we would
over,
be considered real Irish, Marty.
you come over here. It's like, why are these bottles of milk walking around?
Probably.
I, I would die if I went over there. I
Yeah.
just fucking hell.
I've heard stories of whenever we would get foreign exchange students. I'm from Texas, and we would have people that would just be out at football games and they would pass out because they weren't used to the heat.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Or I know one girl said she got off the plane and she said the air was so hot she couldn't breathe.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds like the Southwest.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
Christian, when I come over to visit, you're gonna need a shopping trolley or something. Cops to boy, my fucking carcass handing out a shopping trolley. It's like, who's that? That's my new daddy. Makes sense.
A baby stroller.
Put him in one of those shopping scooters with an orange flag in the back.
Ha! Yes.
Probably, Marty, you will have to probably come. What
In the winter.
do you think he could handle the spring?
The spring is like in the fucking 90s here, dude.
I suppose.
That's about the same here.
Yeah.
Like,
Our
Right now.
Sarah, I was telling Jen and Christian about us having a heat wave here, and the two were just fucking laughing at me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably nothing compared to what we're used to.
Like,
yeah,
30.
genuinely, your heat waves, the degrees you were giving us, that's
Oh,
what
full day.
that's what our mid-temperatured fall days are like here.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's 9:29 my time. It's 92 degrees right now.
Fuck
It
that. I mean,
It
there's
is
no sun.
perfectly-
The sun is gone.
Yeah, it was in the hundreds earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's generally in the hundreds. Let's see what our
Like
temperature
usually
is.
when autumn comes in, the heat drops down to 80 and people are actually happy.
Yeah.
Our temp right now is 95.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking, I'm
It's a little
getting
chilly,
fucking-
huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
compared to the today's high, which was 110.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't miss it, Marty. Like going over there, you think I'm gonna miss the heat? I don't think I will.
No, I hate the heat.
Okay, but no
You'd probably
splashing
be
in
wearing
puddles.
sneakers without socks and you're in heaven.
I know.
No splashing in puddles, Jen, because I don't want you getting pneumonia or polio. I don't want you to turn into fucking Roosevelt. Fucking,
But I'll be so excited because they see so much rain, and we know it's an anomaly around here. And I'm gonna be,
Yeah.
oh my God, Marty, it's raining! Yes, Jen.
It is.
Yeah, I think for July we've only had rain once, and I was hoping that we would get way more rain than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had. I don't think we've had any this month. We had 2 rainstorms in June, I believe.
Yeah. And you run out. I run out when it is because Christian and Marty get mad at me, but I don't fucking care. I run out and I go, wee!
splash around in the puddles and shit.
Yeah, I do. It's fun.
I won't lie, I like going out in the rain.
Me too.
Yeah,
It's a wonderful feeling.
it is.
It is.
okay, so imagine that just for a month, non-stop.
Ooh,
just
That
rain.
sounds lovely.
That does.
That sounds wonderful right now.
Yeah.
Are you? Okay, Jesus Christ.
Okay, Marty,
I-
imagine
You
the
probably
heat
walk
wave.
out in the rain full of clothes just to grab a free shower.
Yeah, Marty, imagine the heat wave you just had, but for like 5 months straight.
And way
Oh,
hotter.
Yeah, and double
Oh, gosh.
and double the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's like here for a good half of the year, if not longer.
Longer usually.
Yeah.
Come here. I'm going to end it here, but I'm going to keep the back room open if people want to stay about chat. But yeah, so tonight I was joined by my gorgeous lady, Jen Mitchell, and her absolutely fantastic son, Christian.
I'm here.
I was joined by the wonderful Cara from Horror Retrospective. Make sure you check out her channel. And I was joined by the soulless Trenchcoat. Who's got mute? Trench? Trench?
He's probably doing something.
Okay. Okay.
Paging Mr. Trenchy. Mr. Trenchy. So let's
I'm
try.
going to leave the link. John, I'm going to leave the link here before I sign off and let you in. So, but yeah, make sure, guys, you check out Jen's channel. And Cara, you're just getting started, but check out Cara's back catalog because she has some absolutely fucking awesome
Do it.
kick-ass reviews. If you haven't checked them out, I'm gonna leave them in the description of this stream because fucking it's kick-ass stuff. And Trench, I don't know what you're doing at the moment, Trench, but it's always good. So with that, I end this broadcast, and yeah, have a good night, goodbye.